have a difficulty functioning in the existing structure, within the existing structure. So society assumes that the existing structure is correct and that we need to adapt to it. And I'm just turning that on its head and saying, no, the human being is correct. And the structure needs to adapt to it, or the new energy human needs to create a structure that allows for that human to live in its fullness.
Live in its body for life to explore itself.
Yes, exactly.
You're not just bits and pieces of it. Not just ones we want to look at and go into. I mean, all of them. Meaning, surrendering the normal embodiment. The normal is what's skewed. And the normal is what we've become to embody, which is the society structure.
We've adapted to. Like the uniformity of it.
Good morning, Vicki.
Morning, Jesse. Morning, Craig.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey, Craig. What are you two up to?
We're reorganizing the world.
Oh, man, that's a big job.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
It's a big job, that. Oh, my goodness. Where do we start?
One part
here,
at a time.
I'll give you a
What's that?
two-sentence intro.
It's interesting.
Yeah, there's this underlying assumption in society that society and its structures are correct.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we do is we take humans and we force them to adapt to that existing structure.
Oh,
Okay, that's why we
beautiful,
feel pressure. Yeah, we feel pressure to fit in. We feel pressure to belong to groups and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We feel this pressure to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is go the other way. Let's assume that the new energy human is already correct,
Mhm.
and that society should adapt to that,
Mhm.
or the new energy human create a structure that it can live in to its fullest extent.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, yeah. So anyways, that's how far we got.
Okay.
Oh, and one other thing too.
Yes.
Realization that that you can surrender and be sovereign at the same time.
Oh, yes. I like that one. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
at the same
That's
time, they're not
really,
mutually exclusive.
absolutely. Yeah.
They're actually
that's-
complementary.
Oh, I just love that. Yeah.
When you sync up to all the energies in the cosmos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
surrendering and
Well, yeah, when you
Say it
surrender,
again.
when you
say it again, say again.
surrender
Say it
and
again.
sovereignty.
Surrender and sovereignty. Yeah, I love that. It's like the feminine and the masculine entwine and coming together.
Yeah, in a way it is actually. Yep.
So there you go. That's how you do it. One heart at a time.
Yeah, I have that song. I can't help when you said that's how we do it. That song. Just this is how we do it.
Yeah.
I love that song. It's just like Jesse when he said that, I couldn't help myself. This is how we do it.
Yeah. Well, there's a huge resistance in people to balance their internal masculine and feminine energies.
Of course, yeah, because we're always operating on one more than the other.
Yeah, we're always operating in imbalance.
Yeah, and
the same
what's
thing's
lovely,
true with our brains.
Yeah, and that's what's so
we're
lovely.
taught from a very early age to develop our left brain while our right brain is dying.
Yeah,
because it's never given anything to do or to work with.
Yeah.
So there's a huge imbalance there too.
Or just having to know that when we talk about the being, is that we always were told to be the doing, the doer.
Yes.
And
the doer.
Yeah, so that's where, when it really sinks in, you can give yourself that permission, and it really can bring a lot of harmony.
Yes. There we go.
And that's basically what I feel that most people want to really be in, is the harmony, the peace,
Yeah.
With understanding, with giving, with receiving, being. Yeah.
And if they want to be in that, then they feel they have to be doing something.
Correct. Yeah. And it's interesting that you say that, because what came to me, if you don't mind, this whole thing about, it's just come up because it's so profound. I just want to just say it as I coming up for me. We're always looking at others to be, let's just say, connect or get favor or get approval. And then realizing that when we stay original to ourselves, being who we're choosing ourselves in a sense of what we're liking and what we're going for, then you will attract that. You follow?
Yes.
So what I'm loving, and it's not even surprising anymore, that now that I can really see in my reality, in my actual reality, what I'm really choosing, because it's just like, it's just coming together for me with having people like this session, okay, like this call, and the people that I feel, it's just what I'm choosing now. It's just what I'm choosing. It's not me trying to get some sort of I don't like I think you got the message. I think you got it. Yeah. So I think when you really go for what you're choosing for you, being you, and that's when you attract what you really want to attract.
Mhm.
And it's so beautiful because then you really feel like, oh my God, it's like I can do anything. I mean, yesterday, I gotta tell you, man, these last few days, I really went into the feminine, like, and just allowed myself to feel this and enjoy. And I went through the whole day vibrating like this. It's
Cool.
like, yeah, I'm really, really, truly, I'm telling you honestly. And for me, it's like, wow, it's like, it's synced in my now being of knowing that I know what it feels like now. Like, I know what love feels like. You follow. And I know what, having conversations that I'm loving, because I can't expect this from others if I'm not doing it myself, right? So when I'm doing it for myself, I can now engage with others that I know that want the conversation, that want this conversation, that want to explore and discover and heal and energy and all that. Because when I came into this, I knew nothing. And I don't know anything still, but it's still exploring the fact that I can say, oh, I get a little bit of a taste of that and go, oh, if I just taste a little bit of it, how much more can I taste? Yeah. Yeah. So it's like I made a cake, and so I cut a piece and I go, this tastes so good. You know what I mean? It tastes so good. So that's what I feel now with everything that I'm attracting. It's just making it like, wow, this is really cool. Because you always think you have to fit in the box, to be accepted. And you always have to do certain things for others that know that that's what they want, So it's just human nature. It's just pleasing. It's just what it is. And so, but when you get to that place, it's very very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you just said that that's human nature.
Yes.
Because I mean, we assume that too.
Yeah.
Is because that's how people tend to act. We assume it's human nature, and what I'm saying is no, we haven't even discovered what true human nature even is yet.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah,
so
I agree with that.
We've grown up in a very dark, heavy energy where human nature can't even express itself. So to assume that's true is kind of counterproductive, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what I love about, because people express when they can't express, they express in anger, like in riots and shooting bullets and killing innocent people, for example. So I think that, as you say, dark energy, hopefully, when I say hopefully, I mean there's hope there that we are opening that up now to hear somebody's
just throw some light into the mix.
Because it doesn't have to be heavy, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be so dark either anymore. So this is what's lovely about it.
There is a conflict going on right now with really extreme dark energy versus really extreme light energy. It's coming to a head.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's so good. And it's going internally for me too, with that contrast and conflict of the shadow and the light within myself, the yin and the yang, in the same with myself. I started to see what came up in the surface, come up. And it, like in the session, even came up. And I went, wow, that is like, wow. And that is like, I don't even know how long back I can take that, what I was carrying, and then it just releases just like that. And when I say just like that, it feels just like that. It feels like in that moment, it just happened, like just like that. And so when I look back, I go, wow, I was never that, you know what I mean? And it's really beautiful to come to that knowing. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not bringing the words up because it's something I'm still processing. So I'm not going to bring it up again. But what I am saying is when you go through something and you get to a place where you can release it, you can go, wow, now I know my truth. You know, I know now. So that was just looking back. It's the lessons of knowing that I carried it. You know what I mean? It was my unconsciousness of whatever I thought at the time. But isn't that profound that it was just a thought, yeah? It was just a thought.
Yeah.
And I took in that thought. I played with that thought. I believed in that thought. So as I believe, I think. And as I think, I acted. And so that had to come, allowing to say, when you say thank yourself, I think it's very, you can laugh about it, but it's the truth. You can really thank yourself because it took you to come to this place. When I say you, I mean the knowing of coming to this now moment of being open enough to say, yes, I can understand. Because it's not that easy to get to this place because it's letting go. It's that what you say, surrendering and being solid of it in knowing that it's okay. It's just okay. There's no judgment. It's okay. And I like that. That's what came up for me. Mm. Yeah, it's really good.
Thank you for channeling for me this morning, Nikki.
Oh, I didn't even know it was.
Well, I know. That's why I mentioned it, because I was pretty sure you didn't know you were. I've been writing like crazy as you've been talking because I just
I
just keep getting stuff.
Yeah, it's really
So anyway, so I wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you. Yeah.
So that you know.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it's just beautiful.
It's powerful to know
beautiful.
what the heck you're doing.
Yeah, but also what I love about it is knowing confusion. I've been it most of my life, confusion.
Yeah,
I've been it most of my life. Yeah. And the longing and the desiring, if you want to put it, and the desiring of my heart is to know my truth. And I don't know the truth, but I know the truth of what I'm feeling. And so for me to express the actual feeling is really, wow, like very sovereign for me. I feel that I can now understand how I want to bring something across, not being so,
Yeah.
needy. Do you follow?
Yeah, I follow.
Yeah. So
I'm a little surprised that you used that word, but that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's where, just like I can just, And when we talked about the breath yesterday, I thought it was beautiful, because every time we were going into another step further into it, we reminded ourselves to take a breath. And that was something when I went, ooh, this is big, baby. And I really practiced that yesterday, where when I got a little bit, when you get into that imbalance of, ooh, you're going in your head, or you this, or you're thinking, or what. I just went into my breath, go into your breath, and I breathe, and I let go. And then I just surrendered it in quiet. Just be quiet, be still. Like say, do and think nothing. And I mean that.
Yeah.
And I have practiced this and I know this. So that gave me another chance, like another way of just experiencing, but also enjoying, surrendering to this moment. that I can embrace it. Yes, I can really feel it. And to me, this is what I'm truly loving, because it's by moment now. It's not even, it's just the moments that I'm treasuring now.
Can you do that while you're speaking?
While I'm speaking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Like I'm treasuring this moment.
Can you?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally in my
because you'll
body.
notice your speaking will slow down.
Yeah, it's just
you'll talk a
beautiful.
concept at a time instead of keep on going.
Yeah, isn't
You know
that
what I mean?
true? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
because
good,
it carries
Craig.
over.
Yeah,
you know,
beautiful.
you start practicing that whole thing about being really silent with yourself and letting your heart absorb what it wants to, and letting it feel what it wants to, and letting it letting it play with whatever it is that showed up. And that kind of happens in silence, and the same thing's true in your speech. Eventually you start to speak like that.
I'll take that.
You know,
I'll take that.
where you just drop something and then you let it land wherever it will.
Oh, yeah. Like not just jumping ahead, you know, like the next, like just allowing it, you know, just allowing it, you know.
Yeah, and when it's time to say something else, your heart will give you a little nudge. And it'll be there. The next one.
Yeah.
The next obvious action, but it's time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's very well timed. You know, that's a practice too.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah.
So I misspoke yesterday, and today's I think what did they say, 2:37 or 2:38 today. 2:38. No, 2:37. So we're 4 days past 2:33, which was the next Fibonacci number.
Yeah.
So I just connect that to the last few days mentioned. I think it lines up with Joe's supernova.
Yes, supernova,
yeah, I think
man.
it does
That's
too.
supernova. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Supernova.
And so, like what you brought for me, Nikki, Craig, is as we like the session, the title of it this morning is Surrendering Normal Embodiment.
Oh.
And Craig, like towards the end, is like to surrender to our sovereignty.
Oh.
So like that's the end the game. Like Abyss is like that's where we're headed to. But then there's things that have to happen in the middle to get there. You guys you've spoken about it so well in the practices of quieting the mind, noticing your breath, feeling or sensing or experiencing all that can be in that moment. And not like everything. What I mean when I say all of it, it's not like so let's use baking.
Yeah, it's not exhaustive.
Yeah. It's not like trying to bring in all the options. It's just rather at peace and allowing what needs something to come to the surface. That's what quiet and silence, when we silence our mind, that's what it does, is it allows something to come to the top.
Yeah.
And it's like, and so what I'm working here is to surrender to that impulse. that first degree, that first level impulse. And when we practice that, you can move to another level. You can move past it. Otherwise, you will just stay stuck there. And that's what I call normal embodiment. It's that impulse. You're stuck in that impulse.
And you were going to use a you're going to use a demonstration. Sorry, Jesse, about baking. You said baking.
Yeah.
What? Can you go back there?
Yeah, we'll get to it there.
So good.
The impulse. It's like, so our impulse is as if we're. I'm going to use the analogy because it doesn't make sense, but this is how we live our life. We don't bake the cake and then wonder what it's going to taste like. We don't go through all the different options, right? And be like, oh, this or that, or maybe this, maybe that. One thing I will say is like, oh, maybe I shouldn't eat that.
Yeah, that's right. That's so true.
I've ate too many of those cakes. I don't need to eat anymore.
Oh, too sweet for you. That's fun.
But I was connecting the baking to our embodiment of doing, right? And it's like, it's so much of, there's some metaphor there. I'm still working it through, but it's something in the being and doing of that, in like enjoying the food aspect of it, or eating the aspect of it. And I lost it.
It'll come back. It will come back. It will come back.
Yeah.
Come back.
And as you mentioned, we're seeing in the world our impulse is to fight. It's like, that's our normal. That's an impulse, right? And it's like, that is what we've been taught to do when we're in that. Like, when we're angry, we're not being heard. And so we do that first impulse. And when we can notice it, surrender to that first impulse. And how we surrender is just like, oh yeah, that's one way. No, that is my normal embodiment. Oh, that is how I typically, most of the time respond. Isn't that interesting? What do I want to do with this? What do I really want next? Because in the anger, we don't know what we want. We just know we don't want that.
Yeah.
Just want something else.
Not
that.
Not that. Yes, so true. Yeah, I hear that. Wow.
And there's baking, right? It's like, how do you know what to bake? Well, you know what you want.
And it takes ingredients. The right measurements and all that goes in, you don't just put all in once.
Right.
There's a method.
An experience, right? It's not, it takes practice.
Then there's also a feel, like you can add a little bit more if you want to, but it's all about feeling too.
But not when you first start, can you?
No, not when you start.
Yeah.
You got to use the measuring. You got to use the
Yeah.
measuring spoons, the measuring cups.
And not to like say you have to do it in that way, but I mean, if
No,
we look
yeah,
at the
the
you don't
instructions.
know enough, right, to improvise yet. There's not
That's right.
enough.
You got to follow the structure, the instructions. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. To see a good, beautiful baked cake
And
come out of the oven.
that is surrendering.
Oh, love it. This is
We
good.
we think surrendering is waving our white flag and giving up our power.
Oh,
No,
geez.
we're already doing that.
Mm.
You can't do it twice. Yeah. Yeah.
Because then you become the victim.
When you already are the victim, because that's what fighting is.
Yes.
You already are the victim. And that is our normal embodiment. Our normal embodiment is to be the victim. And God damn it, do we not see it?
Mm. So true, huh?
Because we take it so personal. It's so personally surrender. And you think of, like, we talked about society's normals. It's like the last thing that the society says is to surrender.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that let go and let God. It's that wonderful
Mm.
saying, let go and let God. Yeah. And what I love is in the sessions, I don't know what session it was in this week. It definitely, what came up for me was always to rise above.
Mm-hmm.
Just rise above, you know?
Yes.
Because when you rise above and align your higher self, super conscious, your as you are the universe, you can go within and just allow yourself to see all whatever demands that are coming to you, because there's a lot of demands, you know, in general. And then you can ask yourself, you know, nothing personal, but what will you want me to know? Like, what do you want? What do you want to share with me? Because, you know, I can't fix you. And I also, you're whole. So when I see that in someone, I don't need to feel like I have to take on the burden. Yeah. And so I look at that and I say, okay, so now tell me what I can do for you. And what I love, because this is many months ago, when Craig mentioned about his mom's death, it was the three of us. And you said, Nikki, this is, you know, Craig's lost his mum, and we went into a very beautiful silence, you know, quiet time there. And when you asked him that question, where, how can we serve you? Oh my God, that was like the most incredible thing I've ever could ever hear. Like, it resonated through my whole body when you say, how can we serve you, Craig, today? And Craig shared, you know, and I was like, wow, that's it. Just that's it. It doesn't have to be big, you know. It's that heart-centered, literally present, passionate in a way of saying, how can I serve you? And, you know, yeah, I use
I still feel that just by you telling the story. I feel the whole thing.
Yeah, right. And it was beautiful because I really embodied being present. Yeah, present in literally, like, in heart-centered with your loss. I could really feel you. Like, it was like really deep. And you talk about my voice softening. I remember that day. I don't think I could even speak because it was so sensitive. that I actually whispered. I can remember I was whispering because it was so like, wow, what is just happening here? Like, it was magic. That's magic, you see. We call it magic because we are surrendering. We are surrendering our hearts. That's what we call magic, because really it is. If you think about it, it was so, and I felt it so deep that I was shaking. I was shaking, like literally. I could feel it. It was so like, wow. So yeah, that to me is surrendering here. Yeah, how can I serve you?
And
how can we serve you?
The ingredients to life.
That's it. There's it. Yeah, that was, yeah.
Those are the experiences we want to build on and experience. And
yeah.
Thanks for
that gave me a lot of strength that day. That gave me a lot of strength for humanity. Even with Craig, what he was going through, but a lot. And not even knowing what was coming ahead for me, with my sister and her loss. Wow, how I used to operate and how I did operate, I surrendered to it. Yeah. And that I could open her up in such a way that she actually saw me also in a different light. And that was very beautiful to witness. Yes, because I was, the protector, sovereign. I'm in control. I'm going to take you by the hand. You listen to me. I got you. And that was also enabling her, as she was very much in, as we were, and I could just give her the ability to, know that I'm just here. And so she could bring herself out. And now that I see it in such a beautiful way that she's stronger than she's ever thought it was possible. Yeah, the strength that's come out of that. Yeah, it's for me to witness it too, You know what I mean? It's like, it's a lot of encouragement, but it's also it's inspiring. And I understand now that it's got nothing to do with you, but allowing yourself to just surrender to that, not trying to control it.
Yeah, that's a key thing right there.
It's really,
not
really
trying to control it.
Not trying to control it, yeah. And to give her the ability to learn what she needed to learn, because what she needed to learn is only for her to know, not for me to know. I'm just a standby just to witness it with her, you follow. And then I think that's the experience that a person goes through in life, that we get to really unfold and allow people to come back into their original abilities of gifts and what they've got to offer, because we all got gifts. We're all a gift. We all got genius in us. Everyone has got a genius in us. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that really resonates to me today. Hey? That's really beautiful. That's surrendering that. Because I always thought it had to come in a certain look, a certain way. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We assume that same thing about our speech as well.
Oh,
it has
man.
to come in a certain way.
It got to come in a certain way.
When we surrender to our hearts, it just
but when
comes
you surrender
out the way it's meant to, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's genius. That's genius.
Yeah, it is.
That is literally life-changing. It's beautiful, hey? Just wow, it's beautiful.
I remember that day. And I remember what I like, there was just a sense to it that one acknowledgement how far you had come. and you had acknowledged it. And what that meant, like what that appears now as I look back, right? It's like you were prepared for the next thing, for the next situation. And as that situation approached it, yeah, it's like we don't know what's going to come out of it. We don't know how it's going to go. We don't know if we can even get through it. But you were ready, you were prepared, and it just led you to the next one, to the next one. That's progress, to the next level. I'm going to say level because you were just continuing to level up. Because if you think about it, there was other, I mean, there's not, but there was other choices. There was other ways it could have gone if you weren't ready. So we can take a moment and just honor that. Just honor all that surrendering that you did and that you led. We all think it's the highlights, the great moments, and we forget the low ones that got us there. Those moments that, man, is this ever gonna end? How do I get out of this? The strength to stay in the tension of hopelessness.
Yeah, I got to say thank you for that. But what I also love when you say saying in the tension of hopelessness is coming back to where we always said in the session of not needing to know. I think then you really get to understand. That
it's a really powerful place to be.
Yeah, the patient, patiently, lovingly, not needing to know. Because it does take patience and it takes a lot of love. You know what I mean? Like that love in your heart, that hope, even in the hopeless situation, and then not needing to know. But asking the open questions of what can I do today? How can I serve you? How would you want to feel? How would you like it to be? And that's all that you can, those suggestions that you can take on, and not take it on all, but just take one and stay focused on that one. Because as that focus on that one, then the momentum, it just flow, and then you go from next to next to next, and you go, oh, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm going somewhere. I'm sort of getting out of where. I'm climbing out. You know what I mean? It's like when Craig talks about the chuka train, come on my chuka train, my train. Yeah. Come on the train, come on the ride. And then when you're on that path, it's just easy that others can come on board. And that's what it is. It becomes fun. It becomes enjoyable ride to ride the train with.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much. It means a lot. Thank you.
Mm.
And it was what's that?
You did the work, so I honor you in doing the work.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I think with the encouragement, if it came yesterday to me, the encouragement, when others can see something in you that you don't see, how profound that can be for a person.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that does believe in you when you don't even believe in yourself. And that you can take hold of, And it's really, gives a lot of meaning to your life. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. I thank myself too. Thank you. Yeah. Because that's the thing with tension, holding on to tension when it's hopelessness. And not when things are working out, but when things are not working out. And everything's falling, like literally falling apart. And you really think you're being buried, hey? You really think but that's when you be planted. That knowing like, what do I need to learn from this year? Yeah.
Breakthrough.
What do I need? Breakthrough, yeah.
Just around the corner.
Yeah, there's it. Because you see, that's the thing with the pain, pain can be our friend. Because when the pain, I used to run away from pain. But when we're doing the recode, like more satisfaction and less pain. And it's funny that you're mentioning about time, because I used to say, don't let intrusions take over here. Don't let me waste time. Yeah. I wasted enough time on nonsense. So please, like I actually said, please tag and treat that, because this is where I feel now I can sit in the tension when it's so uncomfortable, not in competition, not to argue, not to fight, because that's not my nature. It's not my nature. I had to, because I had to survive in that environment, but I'm not in that environment anymore. So I don't need to go, and be right, as we said yesterday. Don't need to be right. Just choosing to have open conversation of give and take, yin and yang, surrender, being in your sovereignty, being here, learn from each other, because that's what I'm choosing to learn. I want to grow. I don't want to stop growing.
Surrendering your embodied impulses.
Just resonates right through my body.
That's a true choice.
Yeah, right? I feel that in my whole body now. It's releasing. Yeah. It's like, wow. It's just amazing. Never in my wildest dreams would I ever feel this, but I always believed in it. Always hoped for it. And now to get to believe in it and feel it, it's just like, it's just magic.
And to think what it would take to get here was not that.
Oh, hell no. Hell no, man. Woo, Nelly. Oh, give me strength. That's all I can say. Give me strength. Help. A lot of it. Help. Oh, wow. Let me just take a sip of my coffee. Yo, wake me up there. That's for sure. Gee, whiskers. As Craig would say, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that word. I love it. I love that expression, you know.
What, beside the point?
Oh my God. When you say it, it's just like in the end of your conversation, you go and you say it in the end. Oh, that's beside the point. So it's like, okay. It's just your mannerisms. It's just the way you.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah, I know.
But it's fun. It makes me it's fun. It's just.
It's like going. I went and picked up a cake yesterday, right, at Costco.
Oh, you did? What kind?
It's like it was a white, just a white cake. It was we celebrated. Troy had people over. Had about
Aww.
13 people over last night. The girlfriend included, and
oh my!
Wow.
Swim party. It was 109, and it was so cool.
That's so cute.
I think what was more, let's call it enjoyable, was to watch Mom.
What's his son?
It was like set it up so that it was perfect, and just be there.
Beautiful.
And it was, I kind of have fun with it because she wasn't allowed to have parties at that age.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Oh, my God. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And so it's like she was having them.
Oh, my God. That's innocence. Oh, I love that. Oh, my God. That's so beautiful. Oh, that's so
facilitating
beautiful.
that was brilliant, you realize, right?
Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, I feel that. Oh, that's so nice. It's so beautiful. Lovely. Just lovely. So much to unfold here.
Oh yeah. All wrapped up in it for me, that's for sure. That's my family's pattern of showing love. I'll say what was wrapped up in that for me was to make fun of people in that. Is to dig into it, right? It's just surrendering my pattern of that. There's that word again, surrendering.
We were taught to be so serious too, everything had to be taken so serious, and it had to have a meaning and a purpose and a mission and an end and all that. And it's like, for me, I hear that too, because that's surrendering to knowing that, to rest and do nothing is also okay.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing where what comes up for me with her. I see her and I really feel the fact that how she could express that through her son. It actually makes me quite emotional, because she gets to witness it. She gets to really know that it's possible, and that she can also let go down her guard, that she can also just open up and be what she wants to be in her absolute feminine and masculine, because it's either. It's just what is presenting in front of her. And when she gets to be in a place where she can reveal her soft side, that it will be embraced and loved and also seen. And for that, she's whole. And when that happens, she can give her absolute no resistance, because then she's safe.
Oof, that's a big one for her. So thank
Yeah.
you. Great. I'd say
Yeah.
like the door you opened for me in that to see my embodiment. It's like I can't. I'd love to suck the joy out of it.
Yeah, because it was meant to be in ways that not to take it, in that it's just what it was. It was just to make fun of. It was made fun of because it was easy not to take it in, because that is basically what you were trying, and we all try to present. But it's because it was overlooked. And that's overlooking part is not, I'm not seen. I'm not important. It doesn't mean anything. So that's where everything else that you give out to others is not important either. It's like, yeah, I got the answer for that. But it's not the answer, because she doesn't want the answer. She has the answer. She just wants to be there, acknowledging that when she does want to fall, that you'll catch her. Because she does want to surrender. It's just that God.
Yeah, well, I know.
Yeah, I know you know. And it takes a man like you.
She's on fire today, Craig.
It takes
Yes,
a man
is.
like you.
No kidding.
It takes a man like you. No, seriously, it takes a man like you. Yeah. Man of her heart.
You know why,
Yeah.
Jesse? You know why she's on fire?
Who are you talking about, me?
Yep.
Or your wife? Oh, I thought you were talking
about
your
you.
wife. Talking about your wife being on
talking
fire.
about you.
Trust me, your
Talking
wife's
about
on
you
fire,
being on
right?
fire.
She's gonna burn it down to the ground.
No, we're talking about why you're on fire is because you're listening to yourself speak in a new way that you may not have done before.
Yeah, it's blowing past my expectations, and I don't mean that in a bad, like, I don't mean that in a low way, but it's like I knew there was a huge power in there, and it's like, yeah, look at that.
Yep.
Well, you bringing it out. I'm just listening. Yeah, you bring it all out. It's all you.
No, Nikki, it's all you.
Craig.
No, it really is. It really is all you.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't do it without you. So that's where I can.
No, I just made you aware. That's it. That's all I did.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's all I did, and you started doing it.
And that's what I love about drawing out the genius. That's what really our three pillars were, genius, greatness, and the third one was?
Gifts.
The 3G and the gifts. And I think this is when Jesse asked yesterday, what is really what we're learning from all of this? What are we getting, how much, and this and this and that? And I think it goes back to the 3Gs, we're drawing it out of each other. And I think that is life-changing, because when that happens, you let the person be in their gifts, in their genius, and in their greatness, with not even expecting it, just showing up. And I think this is what's so beautiful about showing up. And we keep showing up. And we keep showing up. And even in our chaos and our mess and, whatever, blah, we keep showing up. I think that takes, what it takes. It takes that.
It turns out we don't need anything more than that.
Yeah, right.
And our gifts and genius and greatness. Okay. And then when we combine them, internally, and then turn around and combine all that internal stuff with others as well, and we combine them all together, holy crap, does that go?
It's just beautiful, right? It's really.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's like,
sweet. Yeah.
you know,
Sweet as honey.
I think that's human nature.
Amen.
I think
Amen.
we were designed to live and interact that way,
Oh, absolutely.
to relate to each other that way,
Mm.
and to just expand together, you know,
It's really beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
without any restriction whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
that's why yes and is such a great view to see the
So
genius, gifts, and greatness, because it is that expansion. It's like it's
yeah,
what's
that's
after
it.
that.
Oh, it's so powerful.
Right.
The yes and. Oh my gosh.
You know, combine.
Co-creating.
Yeah. Take away the but. Take away the but and say what? Yes and yes and, not but yes and see the change in what you get out of that. Because everybody says but. And you go, okay, I see the but yes and.
I see
Put your pants back on,
butt. I see your butt.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a good one.
And you notice what you're saying is you're saying, I hear you.
Yes.
And if where we spoke about it earlier, where does anger come from?
Not being heard.
There you go.
Yeah, it comes from not something.
Yep.
A not space. You know, we're not designed to live in a not space.
No, but problem solving does.
Yeah, problem solving keeps us there in the not space.
God, I read a great article yesterday. I was reading all the way through it, and I think this one was about synchronicity, right, and coming together. And then right at the end, he says, "And I will continue to improve." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah." He just wrecked it by saying that. Yeah.
I mean, you were talking about all your geniuses, and then you said it's like, and then it's like, I'm looking forward to my next problem. It's like,
yeah.
Wow. Conditioned it.
Yeah. And we don't
Blind
realize
to the
that
structure.
our language gives us away.
The language gives it away. There's it, Craig. Yeah, man. It's the language that gives
aware.
it. Wow.
It is such a cheat sheet. It's such a competitive advantage.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, wow. This is good. Yeah.
So human nature is like that too. Is you take masculine energy and you combine it with feminine energy, and what do you get?
Say again. Please say that again.
You take masculine energy and you combine it with feminine energy, and what do you get?
Neutral.
Well, offspring.
No, there you go. Okay.
It's not
offspring.
And it's neutral offspring if you want to get technical, but you get offspring. You create something. The combination of those two energies creates something new.
Wow.
That's
something
as basic
new.
that's as basic as it gets.
Yeah.
And it's
From
the
nothing?
energies. It's the energies. It's not the people. It's not the person. There's no individuality in that. It's the energies. The energies are neutral. But the energies have a flavor. They either have a masculine flavor or a feminine flavor. And when you combine the two of them that seem to be opposite, when you combine the opposites, they complement each other and they yield offspring.
Oh God, I'm releasing now.
It's that simple.
Big release. Big.
Yeah.
I'm releasing massive now. I feel it like, whoa, I'm just releasing so much from that. We can just stop there because that is a piece of art there. Talk about beautiful. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's English explained in the English language.
Yeah. And in our body,
in words.
in our
I tell
body,
you.
that's
Oh,
sacral energy. I just described sacral energy.
And that sacred, wasn't it the word of the
Sacral.
day that Joe said? Oh, Sing he said
Sacral.
something.
Second
Sacral.
chakra energy.
But what was Joe's word of the day? Remember?
Oh,
Yesterday?
supernova.
It
Or
was
no,
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yesterday's synchronicity. That's what it was. Synchronicity.
Synergy.
Oh, it's energy. It's energy. It's energy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Let me write that down again.
Yeah. Very powerful. Hey? Yeah, this is it. Eh? We're on something. Yeah, man. We're on something. I'm telling you, it's powerful. Very exciting.
Yeah, or as the A-team would have said it, I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, love it when a plan comes together.
It's the coming together that creates the offspring. It's the combination.
And that's what Jesse said the other day, 2 days ago. It was in this week where he said that the powerful thing is that each and every one of us that come together brings something to the table. It brings the flavor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what's so beautiful, because not just as the leader leads with the followers and the follower leads with the leader. It's either or either. It's just there. It's bringing your flavor. And that's what's so beautiful when you think about creating. You think, oh, what have I got to really create? Because everyone is creating, let's just say, in a field that you want to go into. But then you say, no, I'm just bringing in my flavor. I'm not, I got, there's many ice creams, but it's my flavor now that I'm bringing. And vanilla could just be neutral and plain as a white cake. But you know what? When you got others to be celebrating around you and allowing that celebration to be enjoyed, then that vanilla cake or white cake and vanilla ice cream becomes very flavorful for everybody to eat on. And I think that is where we're going.
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
And that's the new earth we're creating.
I'm telling you, this
that's
is like, get ready to go on a big party.
You want to invent a new fruit?
Oh,
go ahead and do it.
Yes.
But you don't need a lab. You don't need a lab. You don't need chemistry. You don't need anything. All you need is masculine and feminine energy and an intention. That's all you need.
That's it, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Energy.
That's manifesting.
That's it.
That's offspring.
That's it. Co-creating pure creative energy. Boom.
But you know what it is that gets everything in the way? What gets things in the way?
Us.
Is that all of us are a combination of masculine and feminine energy. And our society and everything in this environment has taught us that those two must be in conflict with each other internally, inside us.
Yeah, that's it. That's
it. You cannot be creative. You cannot be creative out there in the world until your masculine and feminine energies internally are in balance.
Oh, is it?
You can't do it.
Talk about neutral. There it is. Boom.
Right.
Balance in every part. Coming as one. Beautifully said.
Yes, and that's internal.
Beautifully said. I hope that's written in the book, because that is echoing right now. Like literally, I'm sending it out right now to everything. Today, to just that's echoing. Let's let it echo.
What's interesting is that's one of the Hermetic principles.
Yes,
one of the 7 Hermetic principles, the principle of gender.
Oh, come on now.
There is masculine and feminine.
That's right. Like this polarity.
And if they're out of balance, everything goes haywire.
Gee, that's so good, Craig. It's so good. So good. So good. Wow. Thank you. That's good.
Gee, we're having a lot of fun today, aren't we?
No, this is co-creating, yeah, baby. I'm talking, I can feel it
Yeah.
in my heart chakra now. And I
Yeah.
also feel it in my solar plexus, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel
I
it.
totally
You know
believe
where I'm feeling it? In my heart and in the solar plexus. I even got my hand on it and I can feel it. It is like, woo. It's like, woo.
Yeah. Yeah. When you come to realize the truth,
Woo.
that is kind of unfamiliar to you. That's where you're going to feel it.
And you know where my dominant
Your heart's
hand
going to
is?
say, yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Keep
yes.
going.
Yes, yes. And what I'm loving right now, I was thinking, should I change my heart? Should I change my hands? No, because my dominant hand is on my solar plexus, believe it or not. And my left hand is on my heart. Now, usually I have my dominant hand on my heart when I feel something, when I want, whatever. And then I put my other hand on the left hand on my tummy. But now today, when you were speaking, it just automatically, I just felt like, yeah, because my mother was left-handed. Okay.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
My mother was left-handed, and it wasn't allowed in school. She was beaten, on her hand.
Yes.
She wasn't allowed to write on her left hand. And so she was beaten, literally beaten for it. It was horrible. Yep. She told me.
I know my grandmother was too.
And as growing up, I was eating, and I eat with my left hand, believe it or not. So my mother's best friend at the time was a very close friend of my mother. She said, "Shirley, do you know that Nikki's eating with her left hand? Look." So my mother looked, and I can literally, she looked, I can feel it, how she's looking at me now. And she looked, and she just nodded with a smile and said, "Yes." And I looked at her and I said, "That's interesting. I didn't even know I was eating with my left hand."
Yeah.
But then I acknowledged that I was eating with my left hand. And then I said, so I'm eating with my left hand. Also, I can, it's something that I'm just saying, but so I'm just saying, yeah. So, it's interesting. I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but I'm just bringing it up because it's quite something, that she knew I was eating all this time with my left hand. But when a friend told her, I didn't understood. Oh, I'm eating with my left hand. Follow? Because it was something that was in me all that time. No one taught me that. I observed in knowing for whatever reason, but my mama didn't eat with her left hand. She ate with her right hand. So no one really taught me.
Well, interesting. They probably, they probably beat that out of her too.
Oh yeah, she was.
Or that's what would have happened. That's what would have happened when she tried to write that way, probably.
And can I share something? Because it is my mom's celebration of her birthday yesterday.
What was her birthday yesterday?
It was the 30th of June was her birthday.
Oh, the 30th. Okay.
Yes. And so, so why I say it's really wonderful to be able to say this about my mom, to celebrate her, because the fact that there's so much feminine healing there for me, because she was a very feminine woman, to be honest. She was, the reason for her being a hairdresser, a stylist, not only that, but loved poetry. And she wrote poetry. And she wrote about animals, the elephant, the bee, the lion, And I went, "Mommy, this is amazing." Yeah. My mom was very stylish, you know what I mean? She always kept herself looking nice and pretty. And I used to say, "Why are you looking so pretty? Why are you putting lipstick on? You're going nowhere." She said,
I used to brush my mom's hair all the time.
Yeah, right. I used to watch her.
Sit on the back of the chair.
Right. I used to watch her do her hair.
She used to love
and
that.
You know how they used to do the beehive and the spray used to go up in the air, And I just used to watch that. And it's a lot of healing there for me, the healing of being and knowing that I can surrender to my feminine side. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing for me, because feeling I had to be masculine, feeling I had to show up very masculine, to be honest. But now I can embrace the feminine side and really like getting lined up and seeing for my mother what beauty she gave me, what demonstration and love she gave me, you know, that I could see it in the cracks of her woundingness and her insecurities and her, you know, yeah. And it's lovely to see that. It brings much joy to me that I can, yeah. Because my happiness was her. I wanted her happy. I just wanted her happy. I just wanted her to be happy, please. I can remember as long as I can tell you this. Just wanted her to be happy. Please, just be happy today. Yeah, it was everything.
Well,
I tried
the other thing
everything.
was I always felt pressure from my mom because she wanted me to make her happy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, I always felt that pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure for a child.
Craig,
you know,
could you please make me happy?
Yeah.
kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's a lot, you know. It's a lot of pressure. But just having to look into the feminine and the masculine, how beautiful it is, you know, that you can come together and make harmony with it, you know, make peace with it. I mean, you know what I mean? That the peace. And I really feel that she has peace today. And that brings a lot of peace to me. Because you're a very significant person in my life. And I honor that.
Yeah.
I don't look back and feel a wound there that I'm feeling anymore. And I'm very grateful for that. Because there was a lot of pain there. And it did affect many, many, many relationships. Because I couldn't surrender.
Yeah.
I had to fight. And that was not the way to go.
Yeah.
Because I was losing all the time.
Yeah,
I
you
was
felt
losing.
compelled to fight, right?
I was losing. I lost.
You didn't have any other choice.
Yeah, I lost constantly. And I think, what the hell? I'm not winning here.
Yeah, I felt that way too.
I'm not winning.
But I didn't have any choice but to fight.
Yeah, it was like, and now that we're bringing this together.
You can't win, but you got to fight anyway.
Yeah, and then, this energy of feminine, as you explained it, so beautiful. Oh, it's just, that's it, in, boom, center, neutral. There's no either or either, it's just boom, in the center, and that's what we're going for. As we speak about the neutral, you know, the neutral of just being, surrendering, allowing, giving it permission. It's a beautiful thing. Very, very thankful for. Wow.
Surrendering the impulse, the embodied impulse.
Yeah.
And just noticing the punishment that we got for expressing what we wanted, our genius.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
For the structure saying you can't.
Oh.
For the structure saying no.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
And how that.
So much, limitations, you know.
Yeah, limits the genius.
Yeah.
The human being. We're not human doers. We're human beings.
That's what I mean. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I feel it. Like, oh God, I'm releasing so much now. It's crazy.
You know what just hit me?
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, how the 10 Commandments are worded. They're not limiting. There's 10 things that are off bounds. And everything else is out of the picture. Everything else is outside of that. There's only 10 things you can't do. Everything else you can.
And how do we orient to it normally?
That it's limiting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and here's an interesting thing. Okay. Moses turned around after getting the 10 Commandments, and then he wrote whole books of rules. Like he was the one that created the limits and the prescribed actions and all that kind of stuff. That wasn't God's idea. That was Moses.
But he also broke them with his anger.
Yeah. Well, he didn't break the law with his anger. What happened was God told him to speak to the rock and water would come out of it. And instead of speaking to the rock, he whacked it with his rod.
No, I'm talking about when he came down from the mountain and God gave him the commandments and he saw the people getting
they built
impatient.
the golden calf, right?
Yeah. And that's when he got angry.
Yeah.
And then he broke it.
Yeah.
And that's when God says through that, he cannot permit him into the promised land. He'll take the people.
That wasn't why.
No, tell me. Then tell me.
I want to know. It was because of he was told to speak to the rock. And he didn't. He whacked the rock. And so that was why God wouldn't let him into the promised land. It was because he didn't do what he was told. No, I don't think it was because he didn't do what he was told as much as it was about actually speaking to the rock, like respect the rock. Respect the rock as the source of the water. You don't do violence to that which will quench your thirst, right?
So he didn't surrender to it.
Well,
there's probably a version of faith.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something else to it. Like, okay. So God tells him what's going to happen and everything like that. And God tells him all you have to do is speak to this rock. That's all you have to do.
It's a great lesson of I don't know when I do know.
Right.
I do know that's not going to work.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that I don't, yeah. Or that my self-consciousness can take over, right? Because it made no sense. It made no brain sense to speak to a rock. Like how preposterous is that? But as we know from playing in this little playground for the last 200 and some days, that the way things manifest is not the way our brain can understand it.
Yes.
In fact, it tends to work counter to all that.
Interesting. Well, guys, this was amazing. And wow, I'm thankful. And today I'm actually going to bake again today. Yeah, I'm baking. Yeah, I'm baking again today. I'm actually baking a lemon. I got it from a newspaper today, a newspaper. Not that I always go into there's a section where there's a lot of ideas of different kinds of cakes or things that you can cook or bake. So I'm baking a nice different lemon cake today with a twist.
Yeah.
Experience
think I'm gonna
allows
be
you
doing
to,
any
you can do
baking
that.
today.
You have permission to add, you have permission to tweak it.
Too good.
Yeah. 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 I'm not going to bake today because it was 113 degrees here yesterday.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, we were 109.
Yeah, it was hot. It was really hot. I hear that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And see you when I see you tomorrow.
All right. Have a great
Alrighty,
day,
bye.
Nikki. Love
You
you.
too. Love you, Jesse. Bye.
Big love,
Love you,
Nikki.
Craig.
I was
Big
so
love.
glad to hear you today.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, your heart is awesome. You know that.
Oh, that's the
Keep
biggest
listening.
compliment. That's the biggest
Yeah.
compliment you could get.
Keep listening because
Because-
it's sweet when it comes out. Really, really
Aw.
sweet.
Thank you. Thank you. I've got my head on my heart and I'm anchoring that, saying thank you.
Yeah, awesome. I love you, Nikki.
Cheers. I love you too. Bye for now.
Okay, bye. Have a good day. Wow, that was pretty amazing. All the way around and through and through. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Mm.
Surrendering the normal embodiment.
Yeah, let me write that down quick.
The normal indulgence, the impulse. Just to be, the point is to be aware of it, to pause it.
Yeah.
And when the pause does, you can surrender or pick it back up. That's the choice.
Well, yeah. The thing is, yeah, but you got to take time to listen to it.
That's right.
Take time to hear it.
To choose.
So let it penetrate.
To notice that is just what I've been conditioned.
Yeah.
That is my conditioning. Wow. That is part of our superpower.
Yeah. Well, part of our conditioning is just to keep going after more and more information.
That's right.
And information that doesn't land is pretty impotent.
It's unsustainable.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there are suckers born every day.
Yeah. Yeah. It reminds me of the parable of the sower, which isn't really about the sower or the seeds. It's more about the ground. About the ground being ready to receive. Because the sower sowing is a constant. That's happening all the time. There's always seeds and there's always a sower, and the seeds are always being sown. But the only difference is the ground. Being open and receptive is a really key theme to me. And that, honoring that theme has made a huge difference life-wise for me. Just being receptive.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yes is one step to it.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yes is part of it. You bet.
And the and allows for where the and can replace the no.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It trumps it.
The and wants more.
Yep.
Not less.
That's right.
So that's kind of implied.
Mm-hmm. No, it's structured. It's already structured in that momentum.
Yep.
Well, Craig, what a wonderful morning. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been really awesome. Is today Sunday? I guess it is, huh?
It is.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I just keep losing track. What the heck? Oh, I love spending this time with you, Jesse. Oh my goodness. It's so, I've never been so fruitful in my whole damn life.
Yeah, it has unexplainable consequences.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. And I'm so overjoyed that all this has been documented day after day.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, oh, okay. Well, we got 200 and 230 some days of recordings. If you want proof.
Yeah. If, like how to. Like it's somewhere, sometime, right? They're gonna ask, well, how'd you do it? Well, this is it.
Yeah, exactly.
And some genius will come along and say, oh, I know what to do with that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, have a great day.
Well, I shall do. You too, Jesse.
Thanks, Rick. All right.
Love you, man.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.